What's going on, everybody? It's my Paul back. Thank you all so much for checking out another video. And skill-based matchmaking is thicker than what I ever expected. Let's kick some gameplay and let's crack on with this. So what prompted this was 8 AM Sunday morning. My eldest comes to me and says, "Dad, can we play some Call of Duty?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm up for that. Cool, let's rock it. And 8 AM Sunday morning, literally the one time where you are at your most casual, you know, t-shirt and underpants job. And I was playing with him, and oh my god, firstly, the connections were shocking as well at that time of day. Why? I don't know. Well, I can figure. But it was a mess, and oh my god, it was sweaty. We had about 5 games, and after that, I was like, mate, I can't play this anymore. You know, it was just like getting a UAV was proper hard work, man. And he was like, yeah, Dad, these are just smashing me up. This is no fun whatsoever. I was like, all right, cool. We'll check it back later, and we'll have a go then. So then what I decided to do, and this is what's going to prompt the gameplay that you're watching on screen now, I made a bot account. Oh, you've always been a bot. You weren't a pro player. Never said I was a pro player. I said that I did tourneys and some GBs. Never said it was one of Optic Cumshots and his merry men. Apologies. I've done a few videos on skill-based matchmaking at the time of recording. The others I will leave down in the description, which I will remember to do this time. And one of them did very well, which I am very grateful for. And whilst that brought a lot of positivity to this channel, it also brought a few nincompoops too. You have a 1.5 KD and I'm a better player than you. Okay, it's fine. Doesn't matter. And anyway, so yes, I made a reverse boosting account, and don't worry, no scrubs were harmed in the making of this video. Well, a couple were, just for giggles. It's hard to have a reverse boosted account, man. Every instinct that you've learned on Call of Duty for the last 10 plus years is just like dragged out of you. And you're like, no, I can't go fighting them. No, I can't go beating them up. No, I can't do this. Like, fine, fuck's sake, boring. But one thing this taught me was I honestly thought I was shit at Call of Duty. Now, and I know my, my quote-unquote skill has declined over the years, and I'm alright with that, you know. I'm getting old, it's fine. I'm okay with it, no problem. And I just kind of thought, you know what, I'm intrigued, because I didn't have a bot account. I am thoroughly intrigued to see what these bottom-of-the-barrel lobbies are like. Now, I have been trying my absolute worst, and I've also been, like, doing things like, you'll see here, sneaking up behind people with a grenade, lol, and just shooting people with rocket launchers and stuff like that, and I've still got, like, a 0.6 KD. Guessing it lower is significantly hard, even when playing like this. It's so hard because you're just constantly hitting the brakes on everything. Now, do I want lobbies like this all the time on my main account? No. But why are you hiding these players? Like, not just like protecting some. They are hiding them away. And this was like after like an hour after, you know, by the time it took me to finish them 5 games, set up a new account, which took 2 minutes. Just, you know, email, gamertag, boom, good to go. And it was absurd how quick and easy it was. And I'm thinking, why couldn't I have played with these? You know, why couldn't I have a couple of these on my team? Why couldn't I have a couple on the enemy team? Why is it like this? Because, you know what, I honestly thought that I had bent the algorithm to its very whim. Well, I know how to bend it significantly, but, you know, this one day just was not playing ball. And now I'm thinking, reverse boosting, you know what, you got a point. People do have a point. Because this wasn't stressful. This wasn't annoying. This wasn't swearing and shooting people in the face, then all of a sudden you were just instantly fucked. This was, alright, this is a step too low. This was literally shooting people who didn't have thumbs, bless them. But there is a point to be had here. Why aren't these players in general population? Why are players like this? Now, okay, there's a sniper on the other team. You can spot when people are doing this, by the way. You stick out like a vegan at a barbecue. I'm just making that evidently clear. And there was one player on the other team who I would describe as somewhat competent. Not good, not decent. Just, you know, kind of knew what they were doing. And I was thinking, why is he in here? Well, obviously I know why he's in here. He's been padding his stats, or he's been using a gun that he hasn't been very familiar with. That's fair enough. There was a couple of lobbies that I got into where one guy would just all of a sudden just randomly go off, and it's like, oh, okay, we know exactly what's happening here. And dude, I don't blame him anymore. I don't. when it kind of got to the point where it was me and my kid on a Sunday morning and they decided to put us in the stupidest fucking lobbies possible. You know, I'm thinking, you know what, fuck you then. If you're going to be a twat, I can be a bigger one, okay? I can be Al Grade Al Cunto. I thoroughly can, and I'm going to enjoy doing it. Now, I took my foot off on this, and like I say, I'm just shooting around and whatnot, trying to go give him a bit of a prod. And to be fair, it actually made me think on my main account that I'm actually going to start reverse boosting on my main account, because why not? These players are here. You're not getting worse at Call of Duty. I'm just making that evidently clear to you now. You are not getting worse. I thought it was me. I thought I was going fucking nuts. But you're not. You are not getting worse. They are just putting you against stupid opposition all the fucking time because this is what this algorithm wants. And oh, I've spoken so many times about this goddamn algorithm. See, I'm just walking the guy around in circles like taking my dog out for a walk. Like, come on, boy, come on, you can do it. I believe in you. And why aren't these players after level 10 just put in the general population? And I've got a theory. No evidence or research has gone into this whatsoever, but I've got never did your last videos. You do the research and then come back and tell me that you don't get the same results. Okay, right. So my theory is that Call of Duty hates us old guys, and they want us to die. They want the circle of life to just hurry the fuck up a little bit and just take us out. Just get rid of us. Get us gone. We don't want you anymore. You've been playing it for years? No, you're far too savvy. You don't buy enough skins. And we want the younger, fresher, hipper crowd. Yeah, everybody gets a medal. Don't worry, guys. You'll never get stressed when you're a new player with us here in Call of Duty because we welcome everyone except you. You stay over there. You might upset the new people. You might upset them. No, go over there. Over there. Go sweat amongst with your own. It's like the Battle Royale goes. Go play in your own jizz for a little bit. Yeah, shoot. Good player. We don't want you here. But don't forget to sign up for the CDL events and make sure so we get thousands of people watching and more people to buy a game. Okay, fantastic. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to do. I'm actually getting to the point now where I'm thinking they're trying to starve us out. They're trying to starve us of enough bait fish that we no longer exist, that we move on, that we move into another game. Because it's only the people who've been playing Call of Duty for a long time who complain about skill-based matchmaking. I didn't actually think it was as bad as what people made it out to be. That's why with my testing, where I kind of bent it a little bit, used some of the guns, had some bad scores, then kind of get into a more casual one. That wasn't a casual lobby, it was a bot lobby. They didn't shoot back. What you salty for? What you salty for? They did shoot back. They shot me back quite a lot, actually. Just salty little bitches. And this lobby, they don't shoot back. I mean, Jesus shitting Christ. I mean, we could have had triple nukes and everything in this goddamn thing. But even when you have an account like this, and you kind of think, fucking hell, I've got a superpower, I can get gameplay whenever I want. You've still got to be careful, because you know full well if you take the piss and you bend this too much, it will break. So you've kind of always got to have the stabilizers on at all times, and therefore that doesn't make it fun either, because it's like, okay, on my main account, which I am going to start reverse boosting, by the way, I'm going to talk about that in the future. On my main account, I am currently, if I am not sweating my gonads off, I have to play 3 to 4 games where I do particularly badly in order to have a good one. Okay, so that's what it wants. It basically wants you to have a good game a session. But in these kind of lobbies, it's like, yes, I could absolutely destroy everyone 50 times over and have no problem doing that. But therefore then it's going to pick up on what I'm doing. So every kill that you have in the back of your mind, you're like, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that. Because I don't want to ruin this account. Now, granted, I don't want to shit on idiots either. There's a middle ground to be had here, because obviously, am I going to lie and say I got no pleasure out of this whatsoever? Oh no, it tickled the piss out of me. Honestly did. It warmed my cold black heart. So like that, I didn't want to kill him because I didn't think that was fair, but I wanted to just test my reaction times against theirs. That's all that is. If you have like an MP7 or anything like that kind of locked on, like, alright, yeah, I had a couple of shots, I'd have been able to take you out absolutely no problem, and therefore I just kind of danced around them and thought they could get the kill. Now when I do that with rocket launchers, on the other hand, completely different story there, and I just like to blow them away, and it's fun because it is fun and you get some good reactions out of it. So yeah, if you want to reverse boost or make a new account, then honestly I would highly recommend it. I thought that the noobs had died off. I honestly thought the only people playing Call of Duty nowadays were just people like me. You know, just aging, hairy, overweight, sweaty people on YouTube. It's probably in the majority, to be fair. who just like to, we just got old and started bitching about the good old days of Call of Duty and the older times and the before times, before PS4s and Xbox Series X's, and it was Xbox 360 and everybody played there, and it was all a great time and a magical experience that we can remember. I mean, there was a lot of times in there that I got my shit pushed in hard, and yeah, let's be real, that was a bit of a dumpster fire as well, but that's not the point, damn it. And I kind of feel that if I was as protected as these players are now, I would have never have benefited. And that is the fucking, the God's honest to a God that I don't believe in, God's honest truth. If I had a mentor when I was playing Call of Duty and I first started playing it, which was my brother-in-law, and he kind of held my hand, guided me through, and just kind of showed me what, and the rest I kind of learned myself. I went on YouTube, looked up tutorials, thought, this is a really fun game and it's something that I want to play more. And gradually over time, I got better. Alright, it took a while, it took a couple of years, but then it got to the point where you were very, very good. And that's kind of the point. But when you're in lobbies like this, you see him like, that guy doesn't know I'm there. He doesn't know to check that corner. And if he was in against anyone else, he wouldn't know. If he's in lobbies like this all the time, they're never going to get better. They're just going to keep sitting in their own bathwater. And that's all they're effectively doing at this point. But I don't think Activision give a shit, because I think these are the majority of the audience that they want, because I'm assuming these are the people buying all the skins. But are they though? Are they genuinely though? Because I have played, well, I've got this account up to about level 20. Now it's between me playing and my son playing as well. And I didn't really check what he did, but when I was playing I was kind of looking, seeing who was wearing what, who was wearing who was doing this, that and the other. And I saw one, in a game of free-for-all, I saw one guy rocking a Neymar skin. Just one. So there's got to be a reason that they're doing it, but I don't think it's buying skins is one. Not straight off the bat anyway. I mean, I was going up against people in this lobby who were like level 100s, 70s, they were all like way up there. There was a couple of noobs in there as well. And I kind of thought, I'll keep myself restrained and I won't do anything and I'll just kind of hop around. And you can see this is pretty much what I've been doing for a day. And it got boring. Like at first it was a giggle, but then after that it got boring. I think the next gameplay's far more entertaining because it was just fun. It was just fun. Same account, same bot account. But I do get a few more kills this time, but they're not in the ways that you'd probably expect. And I just don't see who this benefits. I honestly don't. So it confuses me really. And I just didn't realize it was as thick as what it is. And I don't think until you actually experience this, until you do the test yourself, and then go play a bunch of games where you do badly for a few, and then, just kind of jump on in. And like I say, purposely, I'm embracing pretty much every death. If I can have an opportunity to die, I will take an opportunity to die. And I think that's what I'm going to start doing on my main account as well, because at the minute, that kill death is sitting at like a 1.6, something like that, 1.55, 1.6. And I'm already taking steps to bring that right down, because at the minute, it's just absurd. It's absolutely absurd. I couldn't even play with my kid, man. That sounded awful. I couldn't even play Call of Duty online with my kid, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to put with that. I was like, Dad, we can't play together because you're better than me, and it makes it too hard for me, and I can't get any kills. And how shit's that? It's a social game. You know what I mean? It's like, it's meant to be played as a group. But he can't play it with me because the lobbies are too hard for him. It's fucking crap. Absolute dog shit. That's what it is. So therefore now I have this account and I'll spend a few games purposely getting absolutely nailed to bring my stats back down. And then I can have a few games with him. And it is what it is, man. This is the way of the beast. But I just don't understand it. This is my problem now. Because whilst before, I understand the algorithm and I get that part of it. And I understand that. But I don't get why it's like this. That's what I don't really get. That's what I don't understand. Because, at the end of the day, you could say all the Call of Duty players, or long time, or just good, decent Call of Duty players are predators. Sexual predators. No, they are the predators. And that's that. They go hunting for kills. And that's what we want to do. We want to hunt for kills. We want to run around the map, finding people to shoot at, and fucking get a kill streaks, drop them onto the map, have a great time doing it. But the thing is, when you starve the predator of bait, or if you starve a shark of bait fish, or fucking otters, they're going to find a new way of getting to the source. This is how you get to the source. And then this is unfair, because then you are going to start to have players, and this is going to start happening more and more because more people are getting frustrated with this. You're going to get more players who think, you know what, fuck this noise. I am going to now make a new account. Because bear in mind, and if you if you don't believe me, that's fine. I genuinely couldn't give a fuck. But Call of Duty has been stat tracking you now for a very long time. It knows you. It knows your account. It knows you as a player. It knows how you play, and it's been tracking you for years. So doing this on your main account, whilst I believe is doable, and getting your SR right down is very, very doable, it's still always going to be in the back of the game's mind that you are a better player than what you're currently making out. And it will just do that. So therefore, I don't think you're actually getting the true representation of reverse boosting. Whereas if you set up a fresh account and do it that way, then you are going to get what it's truly like in these lobbies, because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why these players are hidden away. They're not going to go away. They're not going to go away because they're doing shit, because they aren't doing much better now. This is boring. The amount of times in a lobby like this, and I was just sat on my hands like, can't really do anything, can't do anything, I can blow you up with a rocket, boom, and they just go to time. Like 76, 65 and stuff like that. It was just stupid, man. You know, it'd have been a lot easier for them to get in and out with somebody who didn't know what they were doing, slap them about a little bit, and move on to the next game. It'd have been baffling. The decisions at Activision are baffling, and this genuinely pissed me off, because I'm thinking, you know what? Here's me thinking that I'm losing my fucking mind, because I swear, I was like I said, I know it's been patented and whatnot, but I have literally no proof to prove it. All the other things I knew for a while, I could back up what I said, but when it feels like you have like rubber bullets in some scenarios where you go on an absolute tear, really does, and then it just all of a sudden it's like your bullets go to rubber and you just start shooting healing pallets and you take death after death after death, then all of a sudden it'll give you like a sympathy double kill and like send you back on your ways and say, alright, we've taken your gun damage off now, go on, carry on, have fun. And it just, no, I didn't have anything like that here, and the matchmaking times was so quick on this account. Like, in level 130, don't fucking matter the shit, mate, go on, crack on. You know, and I was like looking at this and thinking, is this right? Is this skill-based matchmaking an actual thing? Because like, he's a level 113, he's a 76, I'm on level 1. And I was just kind of like just hopping around them and jumping around them. Like, these guys aren't wearing headsets, they barely know how a controller works. And like I say, since then I have upped it a little bit, because it's hard to be this bad. It genuinely is hard to be so bad. Like, you know, it's I actually don't know how it's possible. I honestly don't. I cannot fathom it, how hard it is to play like this. And then I'm kind of thinking, well, is it worth it? And well, yeah, just to say fuck them more than anything. You know, it should be open season. You know, the Christmas noobs are coming. This is meant to be time for Call of Duty guys to be feeding. So what, you know, I just shit on idiots. You know what, I was thinking about this the other day. Then I got, oh, you were just shitting on kids with no thumbs. No, I wasn't. I genuinely wasn't. And if you think I am, quite frankly, couldn't give a fuck. Because I know how tricky the lobbies are that I get in when I play solo. But, and I was like, you know what? In Black Ops 2, if we had a lobby like that where you drop swarms and dogs, it wouldn't have been, oh, that's a bot lobby. You thought, oh, that's a fucking mint lobby, that is. Struck gold. Struck gold. Because they weren't uncommon. They weren't. Swarms weren't uncommon. Dogs weren't uncommon. And then somebody gets a chopper gun and think, fuck me, he's a good player. Somebody gets a nuke, forget about it. You know? And now it's so rare. Like, shit like that is so rare, they must think that you're up to something. And they probably are. And quite frankly, I don't fucking blame them. Because if I thought, wow, if I want to get gameplay on something, it's going to be a lot easier for me to do it in here. But at the same time, that's where you kind of start asking yourself, this way you draw the line. Now, I've got no problem with bending the algorithm, but breaking it entirely and doing things like this, I just don't think it would sit overly well with me, quite frankly. So I believe there's a middle ground to be had. And I do think I will find that middle ground. We're going to be playing this game for the next 18 months at least. That's two. No, it's only, fucking hell, it feels like it's been out forever. It's been out for like 6 weeks. So we're going to be playing this game for the next, 22 months at least till the next one comes out. So we've got to make the best of it. And I'll find a way of making the best of it. Because at this point in time, I don't want to just go onto my main account, destroy my stats, and then think, well, that was a complete waste of fucking time because it's been tracking me for God knows how many years. Yes, my lobbies are somewhat easier, but it wasn't really worth it. But then I'm kind of thinking there's going to be a middle ground. There's got to be a way of being able to level everything out. And I think if, like the skill-based matchmaking, I think if we could find that balance between having a protected bracket and then letting everyone else just fucking play together, I think the game would be in a far better state than what it's in now. Because at the minute, you have predators who are hunting baitfish, and they've had them baitfish put behind, and it's more than baitfish as well. It's had the vast majority of what they would eat put behind bars. And sooner or later, them sharks are going to break through that cage. And when they do, they're getting in now. It's going to be a fucking massacre. And then, and only then, once their amazing algorithm has been breached, only then do I feel that we will actually see some genuine change.